Hello, everyone, and good evening. Welcome to Soul Mechanics. I'm your host, Jim Hecker, and I want to begin the program tonight by being very proud to say that I have been doing this show since the year 2000, and I can't thank the people at Access Tucson Television enough for all their support, all the teaching they gave me, how to be comfortable in front of a camera, how to basically produce a show. So I want to thank you very much, Access Tucson, and we're going to roll out another show. We have gone from a 50-minute show to a 25-minute show, so if you want to get on board, you got to give me a call. I'm going to put up the call-in number right now, 520-629-0683, 629-0683. A lot going on in the country right now, a lot on our plate. And it made me think about, through my metaphysical training and studying the Tarot and using these concepts to help people and to counsel them, I want to know why there's so much evil going on in the world right now. And also, I want to know why George Zimmerman got off by killing an innocent young kid. Anyway, the phones are cooking up. 629-0683. I'm Jim Hecker. Let's go right to it. Hi, good evening. Hello?
Hello, is this Jim?
Yes, hi.
Okay, Jim, I can barely hear you, but I think it's my phone. I have a lot of trouble sometimes when I call.
Well,
Jim, I wanted to ask you something. Do you believe in premonitions? And I don't mean premonitions as like, you know, I mean, I'm going to get a lot of money or this or that. I'm talking more like, you know, spiritual premonitions. And if so, do you think they are, you know, directly from the Lord?
Okay, very good question. I'm going to ask you what your first name is if you want to share it.
I'm Dennis. I've talked to you before, Jim.
Hi, Dennis. Okay. First of all, I want to tell you it's an excellent question. Number one, to have psychic ability or highly sensitive or intuitive ability or, you know, kind of what I do, all right,
Yeah.
which I've been studying all my life. The very lowest form of it is called intuition. You've heard about the female intuition, correct?
Right.
Okay. And the reason they call it the female intuition because it is the feminine side of the brain or the right brain which produces those higher vibrations.
Okay.
Now, if you were a left brain person, you'd be more of a scientist or you would work in business and a lot more logical thought, a lot more in the box, say, than out of the box. Now,
Okay.
the next phase is called premonition, what you're asking about, okay? A premonition is just a knowing sense feeling, and sometimes we're hearing that very wee, small voice of God speak within us.
Right.
I've only heard it very few times, and it was usually when I was informed of a family member or a very dear friend that was going to pass away. And it was usually weeks or months before it happened, but it was giving me pre-warning. And then the next level that you go up to is clairvoyance. Clairvoyance is having a cognizant dream or non-cognizant dream and actually witnessing an event happening. Last time I had a clairvoyant dream is when Jim Jones massacred all those people with the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
I actually saw that. Now you're asking me, is this a gift from the Lord? Well, I'll tell you, and you know, I don't like to get overly religious, but I did have 12 years of Catholic education, but I also had 12 years of Jewish education in my formative years, okay? Because that's the way my family structure was set up. And, you know, I'll never forget it, and I've always puzzled, but the Apostles' Creed in the Catholic Mass, okay?
Right.
It's usually at the beginning of the Mass, correct?
Yes.
And I will never forget these lines that are in there. It's called, I believe in things seen and unseen.
Right.
Do you remember reading that?
Yep. I was
So
raised
what's it
Catholic,
talking
and as a matter
about?
of fact, I've been studying Judaism
Right.
just recently.
What I'm doing with the tarot cards, I use a Kabbalistic deck, and I use Jewish mysticism.
Okay.
Okay? So a lot of my understanding through the symbolization comes probably more from the Old Testament than the New Testament.
Okay.
Now, if you want to learn about the gifts that come from God, you have to pick up the good book or the Bible.
I do all the time.
Okay, well then look up the first book of Corinthians, chapter 12.
Okay.
And it's going to tell you about the 10 gifts of the Holy Spirit.
Right.
Now, this is the way I look at it. If there wasn't night, we couldn't have day and vice versa.
Right.
Now, you got a guy like Adolf Hitler that was a menace on the earth and probably was Satan reincarnated, correct?
Right.
He had a lot of mystical powers.
Mm-hmm.
He escaped death numerous times. So your question was, is this from God or is it from the dark side? Correct?
Right.
Well, I think it's a matter of who you are, how deep your faith is. If you're a weakened soul and your aura is broken down, okay?
Right.
Don't you think that more evil forces can surround you than positive ones?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you're waking up every morning and meditating, by the way, that's the first book of Psalms, chapter 1. It talks about meditation.
I do every morning.
Okay, that's wonderful. I'm glad to hear that.
2 a.m.
Well, whenever the Spirit moves you should be when you meditate, right?
Okay.
Okay. Now, some people use the gift of prophecy or the psychic ability to scare people. All right?
Right.
So that doesn't help me a lot. I've always wanted to help people. So here you go again, the dark side dichotomy and the light side.
Right.
So I hope that gives you a little understanding, but if you have another question, the phone lines are quiet right now. I am asking people's opinion. I don't know if I was reading into it or I was just 100% off, but I thought for sure George Zimmerman was going to suffer some type of consequences, which is still possible, okay, before all this is said and done.
Yeah, he probably will.
So maybe my psychic prediction isn't so far off base, but my patience level is, I would say. Okay?
Well, I know, Jim, when he gets to heaven, he's going to pay the consequences.
That's
when he stands before the Lord on Judgment Day, he'll get, what his due, what was, you know what I mean? Just like a lot of other people who have gotten away with things, they think they get away with it here on this earth, but, when they're knocking on heaven's door, they're gonna pay the price, you know what I mean?
Okay, well, that is karma. And first of all, we should not be the judge of how justice is put forth out or who should be punished. That's not our responsibility.
Nope.
But
that's right. There's only one judge.
I'll give you an example about karma.
Like I say, when we go there, that Judgment Day is the only judge that really matters.
Well,
and the reason, Jim, I ask you this and stuff, or I think because only within the last, like I said, I was raised Catholic. Wasn't believed in God all my life. Wasn't really a practicing Catholic, but I started getting into reading the Bible and stuff when my wife passed away in 2008, and I've noticed now that I've become more spiritual, that I have premonitions of, certain things like that I never had before.
Okay, well, why don't you explain one to me?
Well, Jim, like people that are going to pass away, like you said, you know what I mean? I had a sister that I knew was going to pass away. I saw that 2 or 3 weeks before it happened. This might sound a little strange, but one of my cats, who I had for quite a few years, I saw one day get sick, and 2 weeks later, she had a stroke and she passed away. And just premonitions in the world situation itself in general, in what's going on with, Egypt and places like that.
Well, some people think we're in Armageddon. But Dennis, I want to thank you for sharing all that. It was good to explain it because a lot of people don't know where I'm coming from through my belief system.
Yeah, that's why I asked you, because I knew that you would be the right person to ask.
Okay, listen, you have a good night, and God
too,
bless,
Jim.
and
Thanks
we're going to go to another caller. 629-0683 is the calling number, folks. Good night. Hello, good evening.
Is this Jim?
This is Jim.
I wanted to know more about how your tarot cards work and how all of this is set up. Like,
what's your name?
Abel.
Hello, Abel. Have I spoke to
Hi.
you before? Your voice sounds familiar. Have you called in before?
No, I have not.
Okay, Abel. I'll give you a reading. What is your hair color and eye color?
My hair color is black and my eye color is brown.
Okay, and your name is Abel.
Well,
That's
it's
a very
Abelardo, but everyone just calls me Abel.
well,
or
Abel. Well, you got one of the most powerful biblical names, Abel.
Oh,
But
do I?
unfortunately, he was our first murder victim.
Oh,
That's
man.
too bad. All right, Abel. I'm going to choose a symbol, and I'll do my best to explain it to you, but it's nothing I can simply explain. Okay, I've been doing this for 35 years.
Right.
And what I'm doing basically, I'm going to go to the cards now, okay? Anybody else wants a reading or join us, 6290683. I'm glad the men are calling tonight. I enjoy talking with the men. Abel, what is your age group?
18?
Okay, you sounded young, so I got to get a younger person.
Yeah.
All right. I'm looking for you, buddy. Okay. Are you watching your screen?
Yeah.
Okay, see the little symbol of the man.
Yeah.
See the coin in his hand right here?
Yeah.
Okay. You got a little bit of a temper, my friend.
Temper?
Yes,
Yeah.
and I feel that, so which tells me you're reacting. What I do when I'm doing a reading, Abel, is I'm going to build a pictorial story about your life and interpret it through my abilities
Right.
to see if I can give you any kind of enlightenment. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
not entertainment. I'm not going to predict sports events.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because I
understand all
wouldn't be
that.
here. I'd be in Las Vegas and all that stuff. That's not what it's meant for. A tarot reading or psychic reading
It's spiritually.
is a spiritual
enlighten
reading.
me.
Okay.
I wanna-
Now, I'm going to go forward and I'm going to build a story about you.
All right.
And okay, you see the lady next to you.
Yes, I do.
This can mean one or two things to me. This can either be a potential lady friend, girlfriend, or your mother. Okay? Notice how she has a coin.
Yeah.
Is your mom a little tough on you?
My mom's a little tough on me.
Would you think so?
I wouldn't. I would say she's actually a little bit
More
too.
too protective.
No, not. Well, yeah, too protective, and she's a little bit like how do I, like the exact opposite of like.
Okay, does she worry about you?
Yeah, she does.
Okay,
worry
that's
a lot,
what. All right, here.
too much, but she gives me a lot of freedom.
Okay, this is you. This is her. Notice how your eyes are interlocking with each other?
Yeah.
She has high hopes for you.
Does she?
No doubt she wants you to continue your education.
Right.
That's what the green means. See this right here? She's had some rough times in her personal life.
Yes.
She doesn't want you to experience. And she's been through some very rough times because her home life, especially over the past, say, 6 years,
Yeah.
have been very difficult for her.
I know.
Now, I got that from this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See it?
Yeah, I see it.
She's very family-oriented.
Yes, she is.
She'll do anything to make sure you have all you need. But you know, Abel, you're coming to the age right now where you have to make a decision. When I turned 18, I was in the U.S. Armed Forces 2 weeks after I graduated high school. I just knew no one was going to help me. I didn't have a scholarship at the time.
Right.
And I felt I needed discipline.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not advocating you become a soldier. No. But you haven't put a lot of thought in what you want to do right now.
I haven't put a lot of thought.
I don't
into it.
think so.
Well, it's just like I've had my mindset on like a dream of mine.
Okay, what is it?
It's to become a boxer.
All
And I've been
right.
training boxing since I was 15.
Okay,
going
now,
3 years now,
okay,
and like
okay.
I'm just not sure whether I should continue it
Okay,
or not. 'Cause I'm not sure
let's-
if like
let's,
the hard work will actually pay off.
Let's look at that. Okay.
right.
Remember, I just said a moment ago, you're not sure, you're not clear about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So I'm not so far off the mark, am I?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Now, it also seems to me you can be very bilingual, right?
Some at times.
Okay, but it is in your culture,
Yeah.
boxing. Okay. What about joining a team and going for golden gloves?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now that's your potential. Now, of course, there is a downside to pugilism, right?
Uh-huh.
Because you can get hurt.
Yeah. I do know that.
All right, and I've got some friends that are in the fight game, and of course I will not party with them in the ring. That's
Right.
not my thing. I mean, because I'm not a soldier anymore, but
Yeah.
and I never did enjoy putting the gloves on. I'd rather do the pugil sticks. Okay.
Yeah.
okay. But
Yeah.
your mom does worry about you getting injured. Yes.
Yeah. I know she does.
Do you have a lot of equipment?
Not so much. I got like.
You got a
punching
speed bag, you
outside
got a
and
heavy
back
bag, you got
and
all that
gloves.
stuff?
Huh?
Speed bag, heavy bag.
Is it heavy bag?
Yeah. Do you
A
have
heavy bag outside.
right, you got a speed bag indoor?
No, I do not. I
Okay.
should just have a heavy bag.
Okay, well that'd be nice because you have to work on your timing, footwork.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to do a lot of jogging, running.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Do you enjoy it?
I love it. It's like a passion of mine. Like
If you do it scientifically, okay?
scientifically.
Scientifically means it was kind of like Bruce Lee when he did Kung Fu.
Yeah, it's
He
literally-
worked
it is
out
scientifically.
every single move before he did it. He drew every move.
Did he?
Yes. And he
What?
practiced and he practiced and well, that's why he was the best. Okay.
Yeah.
What is your weight range?
About 135, around there, 135, 145.
So what class is that?
That's welterweight, I believe.
Well, you don't want to get in the ring with some monsters. You got to get your own weight.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you exercising?
Yeah. I mean, every day I go out and hit the bag. I run a lot.
Okay. Are you going to
I'm
make
in the
money
gym.
as a professional prize fighter is what you're asking me?
Huh?
Are you going to make money as a professional prize fighter is what you're asking me?
Not exactly. It's just, well, yeah.
I think you could go into competition. I think you could get golden gloves.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and it's kind of like a really nice honor
Yeah.
because it tells you you're the best in your field. For you
Yeah, you
doing
really
this as a profession, you know, God bless his soul. Look what happened to Muhammad Ali.
Right.
You know, I mean, he's got brain damage from all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
and taking so many blows to the head.
Right, you can only take so many blows
Yeah.
to the head. So what I'm doing is I'm reading a story about you, and this symbol tells me boxing's good for your body,
Uh-huh.
mind,
Physically.
and spirit, but you also have to think about your other talents, what you can do. Okay,
Right.
you might be very skilled with your hands if you want to try it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, or are you resisting going to college?
Not going to college, but actually I dropped out of high school like 2 years back because I was just making some mistakes, you know, hanging out with the wrong crowd and stuff, and so like
Yeah, smoking dope and doing stuff like that. Yeah, I
doing
got you.
stupid stuff, you know, like just trying to, I guess, live in the moment.
Well, you can get your GED. You are an intelligent young man.
Yeah,
All right. You just got bored with your instructors.
that's the way I see it exactly. It's just like it was
Right.
too
If
much
you
of
had
a-
the right if you had the right motivation,
exactly.
you would have done great.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I had a couple teachers in high school I could have cared less about, but I had a few
Yeah.
that really motivated me
Exactly.
and made me study. How about we get back on track here?
Oh yeah,
Okay. That's what your mom's worried about. See?
right.
I don't see your dad in the picture. Where's he?
No, he's not. He's with another family.
She's not.
He's not in the picture.
He hurt her very much, yes.
Did he?
She won't admit it, but she gets sad when you don't see her. I mean, at nighttime when she's alone, things like that. She
Right.
wants to be very strong for you. She loves you. There's no doubt about that. Okay? She wasn't happy with you dropping out of school, though.
Yeah, I know that for sure.
Okay? So why don't you check into the GED courses? Or
Yeah.
what about going back to school?
Exactly what I was thinking of doing. I just kind of needed direction, you know? It's like kind of like,
Well, first of all,
Right.
I'm glad you got out of the bad situation.
yeah.
You know, with I grew up in the South Side of Chicago. I know what you can get into.
Right. I
Okay,
grew up on the
even
south
back
side of Tucson,
even back in the
Arizona.
'60s and '70s, there were gangs. Okay, not like
Yeah,
today,
yeah.
but or your peers would put pressure on you. It wasn't so much drugs, but alcohol back then. If you weren't drinking with them, you know, we don't trust you, you don't belong, that type of thing, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
So, but now there's way more pressure on the kids. But
There's so much other stuff out there.
but you kind of got to like be the man of the house, don't you?
Yeah.
Since your dad, does he interact with you at all?
He hasn't interacted with us for a while now. I think last time I talked to him when I was like 15, when I was getting into trouble, he had given me a phone call just to like kind of scold me.
Oh, I see.
Like,
and you said, "Who are you to scold me? You're not even here."
Exactly. Like, where have you been my whole life?
Right. But I don't hear the anger in your voice right now.
Well,
okay.
It's just like, I don't know. I've grown so much spiritually, and I've opened all my chakras, and like I've just learned to let go, forgive. You understand? Like, I don't know. I don't want to sacrifice my happiness to like look back and I don't know.
Well, that's very wise for a young man. That's very good.
Just trying to learn as much as I can while I'm here.
Okay, well, I'm glad you tuned into the show. This is great. Maybe
you
my idea is to get you calmed down, get some clear thinking going. God knows I've made mistakes in my life. Okay,
yeah,
but we become men when we own up to our mistakes. We become men.
Exactly.
And we learn like a man should learn.
Exactly.
Okay. But, yeah, get yourself back on track and finish your education. Call the show sometime. Let me know where you're competing. I'll come out.
Yeah, I will.
I'll come out and
tune
cheer
into
you
your show
on.
too. I've sent you some emails.
Try it again.
Huh?
Did I return them? I hope I did.
Oh, yeah. You had sent me back an email. I didn't get back to you.
Okay, well, I'll put my number up again. Well, we have a shorter program tonight, but I thought that yourself and the gentleman before you were very illuminating, okay? And yes, it took me a long time to find my spiritual side, so I wouldn't be so...
I'm so into the spiritual stuff, too. I'm sorry, go ahead, proceed.
I'm listening. I have a minute or two. Go ahead.
You go ahead, please, proceed.
Well, there was a time I wasn't so spiritual, okay?
Right.
And I could have gone the other direction.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have been major trouble in my life. That's the reason I went into the military, but I did have a high school diploma when I went. Okay? But it gave me educational... They're looking for boxers in the military, too. Maybe you should talk to a recruiter, see what you could do, you know?
I might even look into that.
Well,
you know?
don't sign anything until you... don't sign anything until you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But,
I'll look into it more.
Right, great. Listen, I appreciate you calling up tonight, okay?
All right, thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
Have a great day.
Thanks.
Thank you for everything.
Thanks for sharing your story with me. Okay, well, folks, we're just about out of time. I'm glad I had an opportunity to do at least one reading tonight. If you want a private appointment, I'll put my number up. That's contact Jim Hecker, 520-301-1698. Or you can bump me at email at jfhecker@msn.com. Or if you want to join me on Facebook, I am under Jim Hecker. Just give me a Jim Hecker request on Facebook and make it even more exciting, okay? Well, we're just about out of time tonight. And I do want to thank the gentleman for calling in and, of course, all the viewers, and especially Access Tucson, who has greatly aided my career, gave me the confidence. I appreciate everything you do. Listen, everybody have a wonderful week coming up next week. God bless, and I'll see you next time.